All right. So last time I was going to show you that for Halloween. So this is my uh last video, the video cavalcade, unless I can think of something else. So this is what I made for Halloween. So I was gonna be a dragon, like a cult member, like a cult leader. So it's basically like I was gonna wear this, and let me put it on for you. And I was gonna But yeah, so that was my mask. How did I make this? You're wondering to yourself, how did I make this? Well, first, it was already a Jurassic Park mask. It's gray. What I did is I sanded it down. I sanded it as much as I could down. And then after that, so that way the adhesive, I sanded all the layers so that would when I adhesive something or painted on it, it wouldn't flake off. Then after that, I added these teeth. These teeth are actually Lego pieces. All these horns, all these things, they're actually Lego pieces. Yeah, so I added another row of teeth on there. And then I added each individual with super glue before I painted it. I added each individual one of these horns. Some of them have actually fallen off. So, and then I hand painted. Well, actually, before that, then after that, I painted the whole skull and painted it gold because that's what I wanted. And there's various different layers and different tones of gold, but it's not enough. And then I added each individual horn on there, and then I painted the back black, the white, just because I believe I did paint it white at first before I laid down the gold because I did want it to really make sure that it stuck on there. So there's that. So that is the and for the body. I made gloves. I made gloves. I made these gloves. I took latex gloves and I painted and I painted and I painted and I put those little fingernails on there and they're somewhere out there. I don't care enough and they're not that awesome for me to show you, but it did take me a long time. And then what I did is I dyed this is actually white and pink fabric. So I don't know if you can tell the glitter. Yeah, you can see the glitter in there. You can see the glitter. So I dyed these for a while. I kept dipping them. I utilized some RID the thing, and I also utilized acrylic paint, and I utilized glue to make the glitter stick as much as it could. Some of it has fallen off. That's what happens with glitter. But this was originally pink and white, and you can tell some of the difference between the fabrics and whatnot. So that was my Halloween costume, and I had it all ready, and I had a black outfit and a black pants, kind of looked like Liza Minnelli. But I needed it because I was a cult member and it looked hot. What ended up happening was that there was too many kids. I had no way I was gonna be wearing the mask and be able to interact with anybody because there was a line, literally a line. And so yeah, so that's basically just what happened. Just hi to next, happy to next, next, and so you live, you learn. I made these really cute eyeball balloons that glued in the dark, and the kids loved them. They're like, "Can I have a balloon?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, like they were late, like it took me like a while to make. And some parents recognized it was really cool that a lot of the parents recognized they were like, "Oh, that's so cool." And it was just I actually had some plants and I gave away plants too. I was growing some of my girls and guys. And so I had them out there and people are like, "Oh, can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I do recommend everybody grows at least something. It just makes you feel good to have something growing. I have garlics and some of the basics, you can do like garlics and like herbs and stuff like that. And there's tricks. People are like, I don't know how to grow. And I'm like, well, you take a water bottle, you fill it up with water, turn it upside down, make sure that it's stuck on the thing. Or if you put a syringe, or you put cap on it, put a syringe on it, poke a hole, and it slowly starts to drip. Like those kind of tricks. And you can look them up online. You can look up online how to do like a slow drip kind of thing. Some people have elaborate things. Some people just say poke a hole in it. So that's that. What else? Oh yeah, the main topic. So there was a preview. What is it like to have pink reddish hair? What is it like to have pink reddish hair? Ooh, I love it. I love the way it looks. But I do understand that at a certain point in time, I will have to be purchasing wigs because I want this look, but I don't know how feasible this look really is. Let's see how feasible it is. Is it feasible? It's not feasible. I can tell you it's not feasible. You know what I mean? I can tell you it's not feasible. The point is that there's a drawbacks that come with the pink hair. And being judged by people is not one of them. I can tell you. Being judged by people is not a drawback because it's going to happen. People are going to judge you. And what I love about myself as a person is that I have always stirred the pot and I'm cool with that. And I've always asked the wrong questions ever since I was little. So I've learned I still have very much of a soft skin because people can still trigger me, but at the same time, I have very much of a hard skin. I don't know if, in different situations and whatnot. But I don't mind going out in public and being like, this is who I am with the pink hair and hearing the comments in Spanish and people having opinions. And you can tell when you look in their eye, they're like, "Ooh, he's a drug addict." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's only weed." And like, come on, people. Like he just made it a class one. Oh, I love this. Look. So yeah, but the point is that let me see, how much do I love it? I don't love it that much. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm pulling out my hairs, like just to see how feasible the thing is. And if your hairs keep pulling out, if your scalp is itchy, you're like, that's not bueno. Then if itchy scalp is no bueno. You need something like, yeah. And I guess I haven't had Head and Shoulders. So what do I use on my scalp in order to maintain what I have? Head and Shoulders. I know that there will come a point in time where I'll have to shave it off. Maybe. I don't know. I hope not. I don't know. We'll see. So what do I use? A lot of people have like literally no balding patterns. I say have used Head and Shoulders for a really long time. Head and Shoulders really like a lot of people root for it. So what else? I've been using baking powder and baking powder. Just baking powder. Some people just say baking powder because a lot of times we put a lot of product in our hair. So just use baking powder. So I honestly have been using baking powder. Anybody who knows me, I love my baths. I love my baths. I will sit there and listen to an entire album. I put bath bombs. I most recently got this foot, not just a loofah. I love like a hard loofah. Like you just, you know what I mean? A hard loofah. You got to get that dead skin. You got to have grime in your bathtub. And people are like, well, isn't that stick to your body? Well, then you rinse it off like with the loofah, and then you like, well, whatever, shut up. The point is, you have to take a bath because then you put the bath bombs in there. It smells so nice. And you get yourself eucalyptus, and you put like eucalyptus oil, and then you put a couple drops in there and it like opens up your nasal passages and it opens up your skin and it just nutriates everything. I don't even know if that's a word, but and then you take the oh yeah, so the foot thing, right? So you get the foot thing, which it has like it looks like the cheese grater. It's like metal. It's not even like, it's full on metal, like little metal teeth. And you get your foot and then you scratch, you out of it. And then you just shit of it. You scratch the shit. And then like you open it. I think I got it from CVS. Not from CVS, but from my secret store. Wait, am I doing it right? Uh no, I'm not. You can't do it. I don't have a third hand. So that I can show you. So the point is that you scrub it and it's a thrift store. I go to a thrift store. It's really awesome. It's a great place. I love it. You either find it or you don't. Oh yeah, I love what I love about thrifting. We'll talk about that later. So okay, fine. We'll make one more video about thrifting. Okay, so you scrub it, you scrub your feet, you scrub everything. Do not scrub your like literally where you have hair because you will scrub the hair out of it. And I learned that the hard way. Also, there's different those gray things that people use for their fingers and their files? It's like a rock. It's not a loofah. It's do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a rock and it's porous and it stands on the water. It doesn't stand because it doesn't have legs, but you know what I mean. So then what you do is you use that, and I actually scrubbed myself with that. And my doctor's like, that's a little too rough. I'm like, I don't care. I like a rough scrub. So I recommend facial scrubs. I recommend masks. I think I need to take a bath pretty soon. After the last video, I'm gonna say, what is I gonna talk about? All right, so yeah, so it's Red Bull. Orange, yellow Red Bull. I love myself some yellow Red Bull. So yeah, so what a that's it. I'm being judged by pink hair. See, we totally sidetracked. So yeah, so of course people are gonna say, oh, that's weird. They're not gonna say it and they'll say it in Spanish too, and then and then all of a sudden you speak in Spanish and and they're like, oh, did he hear? It's like, no, not only can I hear, but I can hear. So not only do I know. So yeah, so that's a whole thing. I can't talk about it. Uh, so yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. It's a fucking hilarious. So I love it. I just love it. I sometimes love just going, and I don't go out that often because like I think that sometimes it's hard, like I think that a lot of people who are empathic, who care, who have like, you know, I don't want to say that aloud, but it's like you go out and it's like people are and they're not evolving or growing, and that can be deeply frustrating. And sometimes when they're not evolving and growing and they believe that that's the status quo and that's how it should be, and you're just like, "Ew." You know? Like, oh my lord. Like, it's just like, I don't know. And then sometimes you have to say, well, some people are trees and some people are, tomato bushes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how people cope with what's going on with humanity. The point is love. I think that that's the only answer. Just love. Just shut the fuck up and love. I think that that should be a t-shirt. Shut the fuck up and love. You know? That's it. I think we're all exhausted of all the division. We're all exhausted. So however you can, wherever you can, of course, place boundaries, but you know what I mean? Just love. Just be like, and then go outside your comfort zone. Like, someone that you haven't talked to in a while, send that letter. Not somebody that you pissed off like 5 days ago. Let that shit cool. Let the universe handle it. Write someone that maybe you haven't talked to in like 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago. Reach out, and you know what? You might get humiliated again. You might get denied again. And don't think it's personal. Like some people are watching, I was like, oh, he's talking about me. I was like, I'm not talking about you. Do you know how many times and how many people I have tried to reconnect with? And they're like, yeah, no, you don't exist to us anymore. I'm like, but I'm still human. I'm still a living human being. And it's not about me, it's about the message. It's almost like trying to put the Avengers back together, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't think Doomsday is gonna make that much money." And you're like, "You can." It was all in your head, and I'm like, "I know." So in that note, actually, that's what I was talking about, friendships. Let's talk about friendships. I'm gonna do the T on friendships, another long ass video. The T on friendships. I'll tell you all about my friendships. I'm not gonna mention any names, but you know who you are.